Hi, I'm Tom from Progressive Strength Recovery. This is one of our clients, Linda, and today we'd just like to talk a little bit about the correct way to exercise and strengthen hip flexors. Hip flexors are the muscles in our upper thigh and abdomen that help us lift our knee to take our step. So those can be difficult for most people to work. We know some tricks that make it a little easier, so today we'd just like to spend a little bit of time showing you that. Doing the hip flexor exercise in this position is pretty common. It's not very effective. Out of the multiple muscles we have that do raise our upper leg, it becomes much harder when we're at 90 degrees and 90 degrees and above. So even though we are working the hip flexors this way, it's not really the preferred method. If you can't do it any other way, then do it this way. But it's really not creating strength down where we need it, down when we're taking a step. We're way above where a step would be already. So, but you want to keep the joints in line and pull. And you want to make sure that your back, your lower back is okay, your knee's okay, your hips are okay. If you've had any joint replacements, you need to check with your clinician or your doctor to find out what your limitations are. The new hip joints have very few limitations. Some of the older ones do. So we want to be very careful. But pull, good. Pull. I'm giving her what help she needs. She's activating. Good. Good. One more. Perfect. Okay. Some of you might find this a little interesting. Even though Linda has a difficult time lifting her knee when she's standing, that's kind of a separate issue. That's because of the stress of walking. Most people we work with, once we get them off their feet and get them on their back, their hip flexor is very available. It's not available when you're walking because your glute and your quads are stabilizing your femur, and that makes it very difficult to pull up against those muscles. But laying down, that stress doesn't exist. So this is one of the best ways. Go ahead and pull, pull. Now all I'm going to do is keep her knee in the right position. This is all her. I'm not doing anything. And even though she can't do this when she's standing, again, because of the stress on the extensor muscles, we have to find a position that allows us to do what we're trying to do, because most situations are positional. Pull, 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 pull. And believe it or not, even though she can't lift her knee very high when she's standing, I'm applying quite a bit of force now. So take away the stress of standing, and suddenly the muscle's available, and it's workable, and we can make it much healthier and much more effective. Pull. Good. Again, all I'm doing is keeping her joint straight. Pull. Now I'm going to let go of her leg, and it's going to come out a little bit, but go ahead and lift it all the way up, Linda. Now, even with her leg straight, she can lift this leg in this position. Go ahead and lift with your leg straight. Good, good, good. Okay. Bring it on down. Perfect. So again, this is a really good way to train, to exercise, to strengthen your hip flexor muscles. You can do this on the back of a chair. You can do this in bed. You may need some guidance, someone to just support and guide a little bit, but this is the most effective way. Now we're going to show you one more exercise, standing, that kind of would seem to break the rules, but it doesn't really. It fits right in, and it's even more effective than this, actually. This is our preferred hip flexor exercise. Now obviously you have to be in a position physically to be able to participate in this, which means you've got to feel fairly stable, you've got to be holding onto a bar. The reason why this is preferred is because as we're working the muscle, we can start in a stretched position of the hip, which is where we need our hip flexors to start working. That's where we start to swing our leg through. So we put the hip flexors in that position, pull. Now even though you've seen that it's very difficult for Linda to pull her knee up or on her hip flexors when she's walking, again, we've discussed that a little bit, but now all I'm doing is guiding her. She's doing all this lifting. So we start in a stretched position and we pull through and pull through and pull through. Good. One more, Linda. Perfect. We want to show this from a slightly different angle so you can see the position of the hip when we have the flexors and stretch. So, and the leg, you feel stable, Linda?
Yeah.
As you can see, we've got her hip in the same position, or close to the same position, as she would be in taking a step. That's very important to work the muscles through the range that we expect them to work, or we need them to work. Pull. That stretch is important. Pull. pull, good, pull. Now, without stretching, go ahead and pull that leg up. So, you can see the situation here. You put a muscle in stretch, it's more reactive, it's more available for work, and it's in the right position to be working. So that's very important. So let me have your leg again, Linda. Thank you. So all the way back, pull. Now also, this can be a little stressful on the back. It's perfectly safe if your back is healthy. If your back is not healthy, or your hips or your knees are a question, then please be cleared by your doctor before you do this. But otherwise, the exercise is perfectly safe. I can now add resistance just by pulling on her foot a little bit, pushing down on her knee, pull, and we can really work that muscle the way we'd like to. Pull, good, one more. Pull, 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 perfect. Just to recap a little bit, most of you know the difficulty in raising your knee while you're walking. That's very important for energy conservation, for fluidity. Now, this exercise all by itself is not necessarily going to make that happen as well as you'd like it to happen, but it's a way we can put a muscle in a position where it becomes available for work. We want our tissue to be as healthy and effective as it can be. There's lots of reasons for that, including pain, tightness. This can really help alleviate that. And as you progress through your recovery, you've got to work that muscle. That muscle's become weak from your stroke. So this is how you do it. Nothing to it.